Mom, can I open all my presents now? Mijo, you know our tradition. We open one present on New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, and other presents Christmas Day. That's the tradition we have. Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, we have many traditions that have carried from the beginning of time. Not all of them are traditions that come out of our own personal situations. When I was younger, one of the traditions that we had for Thanksgiving was I usually would get the turkey leg. And there would be much clish-maclaver on who was going to get which turkey leg, because we only have two. And one time I got in a fight with my brother, and my mom went out and bought extra turkey legs. So it was something that, it was a tradition that we both got a turkey leg, but it just depended on who got there first. And something that we do here in the Rio Grande Valley, I haven't seen it in other places, but on people's birthdays, sometimes they'll take, the birthday person will take a small bite of the cake, and it's called la mordida. And then someone will smash that person's face in the cake. I hate that tradition because it ruins a perfectly good cake. That's a tradition I can live without. But throughout the years, my family will develop our own traditions. We were middle class. We used to say we were poor, but looking back, we always had what we needed. So I don't say we were poor, we just didn't have everything. And a big tradition around Christmas is that you have a Christmas tree. Well, we didn't always afford Christmas trees. So one year, I decided it would be nice to draw on the wall a Christmas tree. And I put push pins, and the landlord wasn't happy. So that tradition changed. Another year where we didn't have a tree, but we had this ceramic cactus, and it was about this big. And I said, that would be an excellent Mexican Christmas tree. And it was an Arizona cactus, but I didn't know that at the time. I just saw a cactus, I think Mexican. And I wrapped Christmas lights around it, and I started putting our presents underneath. So that was our little tradition, and it's something that I've carried on in drawings. So every couple of years, I'll recreate that tree. This year I did it as a little card. One year I did it as a painting, and I gave that to someone for a white elephant gift. Another tradition that we had is we had this nice big ceramic church that you would plug in, and it would have this big hot bulb. And when you plug it in, the bulb would heat up, and it would just make the house so hot. But we would do it on Christmas and only at night, so we can kind of withstand the heat. Well, one year, it broke. And I loved that church. It was a nice ceramic church. And recently, I've been trying to recreate traditions or have my own traditions at home. I live by myself in an apartment. Sometimes I have the kids over for the holidays, sometimes I don't. So there's a lot of times that I don't really put anything up. But lately I've been thinking I need to start creating some traditions, even if it's something for myself, and so the house can look a little nicer. And I always think back to that ceramic church. Too bad I can't find that church. A few years ago, I would start seeing similar versions at the Dollar Tree, and there would be little plastic, and in my opinion, they were cheap knockoffs, cheap imitations, just dollar store imitations of what I cherished as a child. Well, it's like, why am I limiting myself that is just a cheap knockoff? So, not that long ago, I went and bought this one. And the beauty with something like this, it's easy to store. If it breaks, it's not that big of a deal. I can fix it, and it only cost me $1.25. And that big bulb, well, now there's a little tiny bulb with batteries. It's not gonna heat up the whole house anymore. Now I'm not gonna be sweating on this thing. So I like my little church. And what I decided to do is I want to buy more. So it made me happy. Last Thanksgiving, it wasn't that great of a Thanksgiving. I was a little sad, a little depressed. But going out and looking for these little houses became an adventure and brought me joy. So I decided this will now be our dollar store tradition. And with much aplomb, I can say that this is something that I'll be passing on to my children. And those are just some of the traditions that we have and that we develop. They change over time, over years. Our circumstances tend to dictate what type of traditions we do. So what are your traditions, and what are something that you can start doing as a new tradition? Use your creativity, use your initiative, and begin your own special traditions. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Frank, for inaugurating me as an evaluator. It's the first time when I'm doing this, so I don't have a lot of expertise, but I will try to do my best. The speech was dollar store traditions. A very relatable topic. I love the introduction that started with a dialogue. I love the open gestures. I saw an improvement in this aspect in your speeches. I saw that you used very well the bonus word cliché clever and the word of the day aplomb later. One thing that I appreciated very much and I think is very important in speeches is expressive pauses. You stay for a little, let people think, and then you continue. That is a great thing. I saw you speak out of your heart, out of your deep beliefs. And as I said, it was relatable. What can be improved? I think there is space for being more relaxed. Sometimes you drop the words, but maybe you can make them float like a river, okay? This is coming, and I'm struggling with this too. Maybe this is why I see it. It can be, in my case, because I'm concerned, or maybe because of breathing. So I'm taking the advice of my coach in swimming. Take care with breathing so that you keep the relaxed posture. Some words could be more articulated. Maybe you even can build more dialogue in what you are building. But I found inspiring your enthusiasm. You're smiling because in the end, what you transmit is not the cold message. It's how you feel about what you transmit. It's like an artist who plays the violin. It's not only the notes, it's the emotion that comes with the notes. I love that you used pedagogical props, a card, a church. That was drawing the attention. And I think you see the speech like a drawing. Maybe because you have this as a professional drawer, as I saw. And you describe what you see. Sometimes you draw lines in your speech. You can build more in audible effects, what you hear or what you feel, near what you see. I think storytelling is one of your great talents, and I love always to hear your speeches. And I love that you ended in a fishtail with a question for reflection. This means that the story continues in the minds of those in audience. This was my evaluation.